Welcome back to the SML podcast, back by popular demand. You, the people, have asked for it, and we shall deliver. We're back. We're here to recap the Madden 18 SML season so far. It's the first season of Madden 18 for us here in the Sim Madden League. Prime, your thoughts on the season thus far?
It's been a good season, very competitive. Great job, everybody, getting your games in. So far, so good. So excited to see how the season will conclude.
All right, so your team is, I think you got, 2 or 3 losses on the year so far? Or, no, you're 10-4.
Yeah, 10-4.
10-4. You close out the season against the Ravens and the Texans. What's your predictions? Will you be 12-4, or honestly, where are you going to be at?
I'm going to have 2 games left. Yeah, we'll go 12-4.
So 12-4. The Ravens, I don't even know who the owner is this year.
I think that's UCat and, of course, Big John. Big John's been known to play me close. We'll see what happens. But after a tough loss, I've never lost. Fun fact, I've never lost 2 straight games in the SML.
Wow. That's a good fact. I've basically got the same record that you do. I'm 12-4.
I think you're only...
Or 10, my bad, 10-4, or 9 whatever.
No, you've only got 3 losses, actually.
Oh, I only got 3 losses?
Second in the AFC right
now. Oh, I thought I had 4 losses. Well, I guess I only have 3 losses at this point in time. I finally lost a game due to the interceptions. That was the Dolphins. I don't regret being aggressive at the end of that Dolphins game. I just regret the decision on the throw. I think you get too complacent. That's, the old Tony Dungy era. When you would see it, they'd be up and they'd be trying to play not to lose, or play not to lose instead of play to win. And, it was back when Peyton would just start handing the ball off. They'd punt. Next thing you know, the Chargers are up in the playoffs, and we got bounced at home against San Diego. So, I've always kind of adapted my own Madden strategies that way, play a little bit more aggressive, but we got to take care of the football. We had way too many interceptions this year.
I do want to cut you short here. We have a special guest about to be on the podcast, WL Jones. So I'm going to call into him. He's located in South Carolina. This is WL Jones, our Panthers owner.
Hello?
Hey, is this WL Jones?
This is him.
You are on the SML podcast. You sound a lot gayer than I thought. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, if I sound gayer than you thought, then I don't know. It's probably pretty true. But
wow. So welcome to the podcast.
Yeah,
you got anything?
Yeah,
you got anything big to say, or the season's going pretty good for you? Got any bold predictions?
Yeah, I'm gonna win it. That's about it.
Wow.
It's nothing even close. I mean, was it first in offense, first in defense? I mean,
right. You're winning your games. You're blowing out as usual. I think Fields pulling up the stats here. Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, good tandem you got going on. Who do you say you predict a Super Bowl win? Who do you see as your biggest threat?
Honestly, just because you beat me, I'm going to say you, but it doesn't look like you're doing too good anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's not 17, so I can't really say that this time.
Yeah.
But you usually give me a hard time, but you're about the only one, so everybody else is small potatoes.
Wow. Bold. There you go. That's W. All right, Field, you got anything to say?
No, he's got 2 games left. He's got the Buccaneers and then the Falcons. The Bucs aren't doing too hot. They're 3-10. Otis, basically he's always on life support this season.
In real life,
And then he's got the Falcons to close out. And the Falcons, I think it may be the fact that we're playing with sliders this year. I don't think he's quite made that adjustment yet because he relies a lot on defensive line play, opposed to, like a lot of the players with their usual linebacker, and at times that's where you get the plays against the Falcons. So I could definitely see the Panthers finishing the regular season 16-0. Like you said, he's number 1 on offense and defense, number 1 in points on offense with 37 a game, and number 1 on defense with 12, only allowing 12. For the AFC, I don't know. I don't know who could really take the Panthers right now.
Panthers are just playing good football. And you got anything else? I know you're at work, so I don't know how long we can keep you. You got anything you want to say? Any real life predictions? NFL, Super Bowl? How are your Panthers going to do?
Well, they're struggling. It's they have an on game, off game. They're probably looking best, maybe 9-7.
Yeah.
Was that 9-7? Is that right?
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I think that's very
Yeah.
achievable. So, kind of hoping the same for the Colts. Yeah, I mean, other than that, what do you want to see for Madden 19? Anything CFM related, gameplay related? What do you think Madden's biggest improvement needs to be?
CFM just in general. I mean, I don't see it really going to take a step as it should year to year. I mean, most of the thing, CFM might get a couple bells and whistles here and there, but I don't feel like they're going to do anything
Right.
drastically to overhaul it. I mean, it needs a lot of work. Contracts, free agency, the whole thing just needs more in depth to it. I mean, just click at X, 1 or 2 times and doing everything you do.
Right.
It's pretty lackluster.
Right. No, I agree 100%. They need just to add more depth to CFM. I don't really have any more other questions. So Field, you got anything or no? We kind of did this spur of the moment here, so I didn't write up any questions.
What was the first Madden you played?
Was it 02, 03, maybe something like that?
Wow. So you've been playing since Madden 02, Madden 03. You were probably
I don't know specifically. It was back then, right around the Vision Cone, maybe a couple years before that.
yeah.
I don't know what that was, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of around the time we did. I think it was 05 or 06. Yeah, 06. McNabb was on the cover.
all right, so yeah, it's probably around 4 then. Probably
Yeah.
that's when I really got into actual playing it.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. Well, I think that's all that we got for you. You got anything for us? Like you said, you kind of already predicted a Super Bowl, so I don't know what other predictions you can make. So the floor is yours.
Just best of luck to everybody, and when I see you in the playoffs, try to make it a good game.
Right on, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling in. Thanks for taking the time out of your day, out of work day, and everything, and good luck the rest of your season.
All right, y'all too.
Thanks, man.
All right, so that was W.L. Jones, the Panthers owner, bold as always. I guess changing direction a little bit here. We'll talk about the status of the league, where we're at right now. I'm just going to, this will be like the one negative part of the podcast. I'm just going to say I've seen it a couple times, whether it be with direct messaging with guys and what I've seen in social chat. All too often do I see where guys have made the statement to where either A, I didn't read that rule, or B, I don't read the rules. And to me, that's unacceptable. And then you're going to try to call me out, the admin, where between me and Prime are the ones that adopted and made the rules. I think the least that you can do if you're going to be in our league is read the league rules. That way, if it comes down to 4th down rules or whatever your question is, to where you're going to try to question me on it, I'm pretty sure I know what the damn rules are. So I'd appreciate if you guys could take 10 minutes out of your time to go on this. I believe the website's pretty simple. It's simmaddenleague.com. Link will be in the description. Hit the rules tab, and if you haven't ever read the entirety of the rules, I know it's kind of lengthy, but I just think even if you just do it like a once over, it'd be better than not at all. So that's kind of like my little olive branch to you guys. Other than that, I think we're heading the right direction. I'd like to see us, field 32 teams, and I think a lot of people have pointed out. First thing this morning, a lot of things what I do when I get up, I check my messages, my text messages, Facebook messages, and then I get on some Madden League accounts. I get on Twitter. And then I saw today in social chat, the guys even talked about the same thing. Madden Bomber League posts their stats. And like one of their popular stats is how long it's been since they had someone leave the league, how long it's been since the team's open, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's kind of, a great testament to what their league's at. And I just thought it was interesting that people were talking about in social chat what I had read that earlier that morning. And then Prime messaged me this afternoon about the same thing. So I think that's what we're striving for, is to get to where they're at, where you don't have those gaps in the league. And I think ultimately what's going to come down to is finding, like Bomber says, about finding the people that buy in. So, it might be a roller coaster for the rest of this Madden, I think it's time for us as admins to really to step up our game. And if guys don't fit, if they're going to be negative in the chat, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you're going to sit there and bitch about the game, then you might as well leave the chat and quit the league, because we're just not. There's no point of doing that in the chat. It doesn't service you. It doesn't service me. I have little BS fumbles, and the game's just as glitchy for me as it is for you. And that's not what the social chat's for. It's not to voice your complaints about the game time and time again and say, oh, well, that's why I lost. It's because the game. It's not because I suck or threw 10 damn interceptions. And people always just want to blame the game instead of like when I could have just blamed the game when I lost to the Dolphins. Oh, yeah, well, it's because I had the drops and stuff, but it's not because I threw 2 interceptions right at the end of the game. It's really easy to blame the game instead of just accepting responsibility. And I get that, and that's fine. Do that when you scream at your TV, but don't use your thumbs and blow up the group chat about that. Prime, is there anything you'd like to talk about?
No, I think you pretty much hit it on the head. We do have some guys buying in, like you said. I think the Bengals owner, he's been working on our site. He's been doing a good job with it. Kind of just adding in some, taking out our I think we had copyrighted NFL photos on the site for a while there. I don't know if that was legal or not. We were using. I don't think it was a big deal.
I don't think it was illegal because you're not making money off it.
No, but it just didn't look, it didn't look good. But now he's got SML, rules at the top. I think that, stuff like that. Nice little additions to the site. Kind of getting rid of that stuff.
We cleaned up Daddy Leagues.
We cleaned up Daddy Leagues. We've
got the Twitter integrated. Got rid of all the dead boxes and stuff. I had a buddy of mine go through and recode some things in there. I don't get why when you go from one year to another, when you re-up your Daddy Leagues, why certain stuff gets broken in the code, but it just does. And I was finally glad to get all that cleaned up and get the Twitter linked, because basically any other Daddy League site you get on, the guys have their league Twitter account linked to it. It's just kind of a neat feature to have on there.
I have? This is going to sound bad, but what do we pay? $30-$40 a year for Daddy Leagues?
Right.
And really, you use it for about a year. So you pay $40 a year, let's say, and really the first month or two, Daddy Leagues itself
doesn't work.
And I love it's a great idea, but at some point, like, they have way too many glitches for as big as the thing is at this point. And
yeah.
I would like to see, I know Hellraiser, one of our, he's still playing with us, or maybe it's D-Rock.
I thought it was D-Rock that had that website.
He had somebody like that to give, I think somebody could actually give Daddy Leagues a run for their money. I think they're kind of in bed with EA now with the companion app, so I don't know how hard that would be. But, Daddy Leagues isn't as good as it used to be. I feel like two or three Maddens ago.
Well, basically when they added the companion app, is when Daddy Leagues lost some luster.
Yeah, I feel like the quality of Daddy Leagues has slipped. Whereas an admin, you have to push clear cache or whatever like 3 times. You have to put in the link to the actual thing in the app. The app crashes all the time, so it's just so relying on this crappy app that EA put together instead of just a lone third party. So I think, other than that just is just me ragging on something. But overall, I think we're moving in the right direction. We got some guys buying in. We just need to, once you get 32 guys to buy in, I posted this in chat earlier. Once you get 32 guys to buy in, you can do anything. So
hashtag bomber status.
Yeah, for real. So, that's what we're working to. That's not where we're at, but one day we'll be there.
Yeah, and, I thought it was kind of interesting. You and I were also talking about the league that we were formerly a part of. And you mentioned how long it was since they last had an applicant. Was April of this year, April 2017, and they got 4 or 5 openings right now. So like you said, if you're not active, not trying new things, there's a good chance that your league will slowly or quickly just die out.
And we're not going to name any names. We don't attack leagues or anything, but they've been around for 7 years or something, and if it goes to show that if you try to be innovative and you really, you get all your guys to buy in and you have good intentions, you can go anywhere. This is our 3rd Madden.
Yeah, and this is where we've really gotten on the adding to the Twitter accounts. Of course, Stephen A. came out of nowhere with his comments, and there's, I think we got Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Someone did stats account.
Yeah, I don't know who that is yet.
I think that's the Bengals. And then there's also Jason Lockenfora.
Oh, I know there's an Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, maybe that's who it was.
Yeah.
Ian Rappaport.
I gotta make my Skip Bayless account. If you guys don't know, I'm just gonna break the beans. Fields, Stephen A. Smith. So if you're, we're just gonna call it how it is. If you're doing bad, dude, you're doing bad. We're gonna call you out. If you're doing good, we'll suck you off, but just, and it's all in good fun, it's just to add energy. We don't mean anything malicious by it, but, it just makes it more entertaining.
Yeah, you got to have league engagement. I think that's the number one, most important property of a league or characteristic is trying to keep guys involved in a league. If you have a social chat where no one says anything for days at a time, the guys aren't really that involved. It's like if you run a YouTube channel, it's like how can you keep the audience from clicking off your video? How long can we keep guys from clicking off the league and going to something else? And I think you want to be, for the guys that you have, you want to be their number one league. You don't want them to dread playing the games or feel like they can do without your league. And, I'd say for the most part, from what I've seen guys say, I think for, the majority of the guys that our league is their favorite league until they get kicked, then they get a little butt hurt.
Right.
But,
I know we got some guys that run their own leagues, I think, John. But overall, yeah, like you said, we want to be everybody's first priority league. Obviously, we don't have time for 2 leagues, but some guys do. Some guys got time for 5
8,
leagues,
10.
And that's all the power to them, But so when you have 7 or 8 leagues, we want to be, your favorite league where you're actually quitting leagues to dedicate yourself more to our league. I did have one other thing I wanted to touch up on. I forgot what it was.
Well, mine is fantasy football. You and I are not in the same fantasy league this year. I know this is put you off topic, but Aaron Rodgers was my quarterback, so I just want to go ahead and throw this out there. Aaron, I miss you already. We were having a good run together. I'm not really into fantasy football that much, so I told you I didn't want to do your league this year. And then my freaking high school buddy said, hey, I got a league, I got an opening. He begged me to do it, so I finally got in it, and I was doing really good. And now I'm not wishing anything bad to happen tonight, but Delaney Walker needs to have a bad game. I also need Marlon Mack to have a bad game. So if for some reason you guys can have less than 10 points put together, that'd be a good thing. My quarterback, I think, had 0.75 points or something.
Jeez.
Something stupid. But Aaron, I'm rooting for you. We're praying for you. Yeah. Hashtag Marcus Mariota is now my starting quarterback after this week.
Yeah, I've got Ezekiel Elliott who's suspended. So we'll see how that goes.
Is he suspended now?
I don't know. They're saying he might be suspended again, so we'll see what happens. Man, I had something to say. I forget what it was. Oh yeah. Okay, so as you guys know, I've been losing. I've lost 4 games this year. WL Jones did point it out. If you've listened this far, keep an eye on my next few games, Just keep an eye out.
Is it time to get into beast mode? Or a lot of times when you play, you like to say that it's time to release the dragon. I think a lot of times, is this one of those times you get into that Brady-esque mode, Mamba mode?
We're going to go with the Kobe Mamba mentality, Tom Brady, the Peyton Manning wave the punter off the field, Who do we know who I play next? Who do we say I'm playing next?
I thought you were playing not the Texans, but the Ravens.
Yeah, we were playing the Ravens. UCAT is he's a formidable opponent. He's he's won some games in the league. So let's just see what happens.
Be interesting. I guess we could talk about real quick. What are you going to have to do to turn? Obviously, the turnovers. I remember seeing 2 interceptions by Brandon Marshall, where you have. I don't know if you didn't see the linebacker or what it was, but he had 2 pretty easy interceptions on crossing routes. What do you have to do to get to that Mamba mode?
We're gonna take a laser focus and we're just gonna sling it. When you start losing games, you start second guessing yourself. You start not trying to throw the interception. You just gotta shoot your way out of the slump. We're gonna throw it more. We're gonna throw it accurately. We're gonna throw touchdowns.
And that's all you can ask for out of the quarterback position. Andrew Luck is healthy. Adrian Peterson is back for the SML Colts. What has been the biggest acquisition so far for your team, if any?
Well, we have LeGarrette Blount, and we haven't used him. That might change come playoff time. We had a goal. We want to keep Blount healthy for the playoffs, so we've actually been resting him. For that circumstance, we might try using him the last game or 2 this season to kind of get used to his style of play.
Wow. I guess my last question to you now is, can you get it done?
If I make the playoffs, which I think I'm ready to lock that up. If I lose, it's going to be in the AFC. If I do play Jonesy in the Super Bowl,
no, you better blow him out.
Oh, dude, if I play Jonesy based off his last comments, I'm not going to lose to Jonesy. So anybody who as Team Prime or anti-Jonesy. You have nothing to worry about. He'll go down again, and I'll replay his comments, and I will beat him.
That's the great part about doing these podcasts, especially when you get someone on a phone interview. You now have sound bites. I have screenshots of comments that he's made in the social chat, etc. So also video where he's technically broken the rules by diving into the end zone, running up the score. So yeah, we got a lot of nice.
Jonesy is kind of cheese. Nobody said he wasn't. So
he's definitely a gray area.
We got our eyes on
gray
Jonesy.
area player. But if you've watched this video to this point, be sure to hit like, subscribe, take care, and have a great day.
Take it easy.